Hey everyone, we usually blame outside stuff for our problems, right? The competition, the economy, maybe just plain old bad luck. But what if the biggest thing holding you back, your greatest opponent, is actually you? That's what we're digging into today, this powerful idea from Ryan Holiday, that ego is the enemy.
Okay, so first things first, let's be super clear about what we mean by ego here. We're not talking about healthy confidence or self-esteem. That's good stuff. The ego we're tackling is that sneaky, inflated sense of self-importance. It's that little voice in your head whispering, "You're better than everyone else," or "You don't need to learn anymore," or my personal favorite, "You deserve this, even if you haven't earned it."
So that brings us to this really core, kind of scary question. What if the thing that's truly sabotaging your goals, your relationships, your whole life, isn't some external force? What if it's living rent-free right inside your own mind? That's the challenge we're going to unpack. And here's the thing. This isn't just a problem for CEOs or celebrities. Nope. Ego is something we all deal with, and it shows up at three critical moments in pretty much any big undertaking. First, when we're just starting out, the aspire stage. Then, when we actually achieve something, the success stage. And finally, when we hit a wall, the failure stage. So, let's walk through this together.
All right, first up, the aspire stage. You know this feeling. You're starting a new project, a new job, a new passion. You're full of ambition, full of dreams. It's awesome. But this is also a super dangerous time because ego can creep in and poison everything before you even get started. How? It makes you all talk and no action.
And this is where we hit a really key difference. See, ego loves the idea of passion. It's exciting, it's emotional, it's chaotic, it makes for a great story. But passion without direction can just burn out. The real antidote to ego here is purpose. Purpose is different. It's clear. It's disciplined. It doesn't just want excitement. It demands commitment. It's that quiet, steady engine that actually, gets you to the finish line.
So how do you actually fight back against ego when you're just starting out? Well, it all comes down to humility. First, you have to stay a student. Always be learning, always be practicing, never think you know it all. Second, and this is a big one, don't just talk, do. Put your head down and let the work speak for itself instead of bragging about what you're gonna do. And finally, be a helper. Seriously, when you serve others or a mission bigger than yourself, your own ego just naturally starts to shrink.
Okay, so let's move on to the next stage, success. You did it. You put in the hours, you made the sacrifices, and it paid off. But here's the crazy part. This might be the most dangerous stage of them all. Why? Because success is like miracle grow for your ego. It's that voice that starts whispering, "Hey, you're pretty special. You've earned this. Time to kick back."
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Ego tricks you into thinking success is the finish line, that it's your license to get arrogant. But the truth is, success isn't a destination. It's a new starting line. It should be the very thing that makes you more focused, not less, so you can actually protect what you've built. So the big challenge here is fighting off that complacency. And how do you do it? Well, first, you've got to remain a student, even when you're at the top. There is always more to learn. Second, practice restraint. Success often comes with power, and ego just loves to throw that power around recklessly. Don't. And finally, you have to avoid what's called the disease of me. That's that entitlement that creeps in, making you think it's all about you. It's not. Real lasting success is almost always a team sport.
And that brings us to the third stage, the one nobody likes to talk about, but everyone goes through, failure. Look, it's going to happen. It could be a tiny mistake or a total disaster, but it's coming. And when it does, how you respond is everything. Your choice, driven by ego or by humility, is what will define your comeback or your downfall. This is really the bottom line, isn't it? Failure is inevitable. It's a part of life. But your response to it, that is 100% not inevitable. You can't control what happens, but you have total control over what you do next. And that choice right there is where your character is truly built. And this shows you the two roads you can take. When failure hits, the ego's knee-jerk reaction is to blame everyone else, to make excuses. It feels humiliated, and it lashes out. It becomes destructive. But the other path, the path of humility, is totally different. It starts with acceptance and responsibility. It doesn't see humiliation, it sees information. It finds the lesson. And when you do that, failure stops being destructive and becomes transformative.
At the end of the day, it's all about changing how we think about failure.
It's not this big, scary enemy out to get us. It's a teacher. In fact, it might be our best teacher, but only if we can get our ego to shut up long enough to actually hear the lesson.
So we've walked through the 3 big stages: aspiration, success, and failure. Now let's bring it all home and boil it down to a few core lessons. Think of these as your toolkit for this lifelong practice of managing your biggest opponent.
Okay, let's really lock these in. Number 1, humility always wins against arrogance. Always. Number 2, discipline is so much more valuable than raw talent because ego loves to waste talent. Number 3, your purpose is your anchor. It keeps you grounded no matter if you're winning or losing. And finally, and this is a big one, remember that real confidence is quiet. It's proven with action. Ego is loud, it's insecure, it's all talk.
And just so we're clear, this isn't a fight you win once and then you're done. No way. Managing your ego is a day-in, day-out practice. It takes constant self-awareness, constant humility. But the payoff for doing the work, it's huge. It's real freedom. And it's the only way to build the kind of success that actually lasts.
So I want to leave you with one final question to think about, just for yourself. Take a look at your own life, where you are right now, your goals, your wins, your losses. And ask yourself, where is ego my enemy right now? Because being honest about that, well, that's the first step to actually winning the fight. Thanks so much for joining me.